Hi everybody, my name is Jenny and welcome to Veritable Volatility. So I'm back with another scent by commodity. This is what I would say is my favorite house commodity. I love them. A lot of their scents really agree with me. This one is Milk Plus, or Milk Bold as some people call it. Commodity has these scent spaces. They have the regular version, which was my Velvet one that I reviewed the other week. That was the regular version of Velvet, but they also have personal version. I have Gold Personal or Gold Minus, and they have a Plus version, which is what you see right here. There's that plus sign there. I love Milk Bold. It is a gourmand, woody, pretty warm scent. So if you like stuff sort of like that, keep on watching because I'm going to explain this even further. If you're new to Veritable Volatility, we have two systems of rating perfumes here. First is the generalized review, which consists of scent, longevity / sillage, the mood of the scent, and finally the art and symbolism of the scent. And then after the generalized review, we do the Realgar stars rating. If you don't know what Realgar stars is, watch my intro video, the first video on my channel, and you'll understand exactly why. Basically, how Arsenic Mayhem is my persona, is the perfume in question. How much is it me? How me is it? It's just my own little thing. If you don't give a F about that, just don't watch that part, okay? I really don't care. Everything's ephemeral. Alright, so why don't we just jump right into it, yo, and start off with the scent category of the generalized review. So, first I'm going to read off all the notes to you. On Fragrantica, it's a little bit different than on the commodity website. The official website says on the top there's more marshmallow, toasted sesame, and then in the middle it's mahogany wood and tonka bean. Finally, in the base, there is amber and firewood. Now, on Fragrantica, this fragrance has on the top milk and marshmallow. In the middle, it is white cedar extract and musk. And finally, in the base, it is woody notes and amber. Now, for what I personally get, to me, well, when I first got this, I smelled mostly marshmallow and it smelled extremely powdery. So powdery, and it was basically all I could smell. But I let it macerate for 2 weeks and it changed drastically. Now what I get, still the marshmallow, it's very sweet. But what I also get is a great deal of woodiness, and the woodiness in this is very earthy. So it really connects you to, it makes you feel grounded basically. It's like you're actually sort of smelling a tree. It's a very natural smelling scent as opposed to like a synthetic lab created or cord or whatever. There are accords in this scent. The perfumer who made the whole milk line has her milk accord, and to me that milk accord is quite sour, not in a bad way. It doesn't smell rotten or bad or anything like that. It just adds some sort of, it adds the milkiness, like a realistic milkiness to it, for what that's worth, because you can't literally put milk into a fragrance. You have to, that's what accords are. It's just chemicals combining to create or replicate the smell of something in real life that you can't really extract an essential oil from. So I love the milk accord in this. At first I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand what was so milky about this, but now that I am contextualizing the sourness here, I can tell that this is very milky, and this would come across as milky to most people who would smell me. I never really have too much to say about amber. It's usually just a base that perfumers use in very warm scent profiles. I always love a good ambery note. It adds quite a bit of warmth. Overall though, this is not your typical gourmand. Usually gourmands, as they apply to like what's trendy now, this is nothing like that scent profile at all. It's not sickly sweet or anything. It's pretty sweet. Everything about this is bold though. Like it's extra punchy. It's very sweet, very woody, but you know what I'm trying to say. And I feel like if you're new to, woodiness, you could acquire this taste. The reason though I became so drawn to Milk Plus and just the whole milk line in general is because I was trying to seek out a milk scent. There was the whole Bath and Body Works one, which is sold out now. That was from a few months ago. And this was another one that I found. This doesn't smell like straight up milk if that's what you want. It doesn't smell like straight up milk. It smells very woody and marshmallowy, but there is quite a noticeable milkiness to it, like that sourness I was describing. So yeah, if you want to smell like straight up milk, if that's your only goal is to smell like milk, I wouldn't pick this up. But if you want to experience a milky accord in a fragrance, there's definitely one in here, and I would recommend either picking up this one or its regular expressive counterpart, the one with the black bottle and the white text. That's what they call it, the expressive version, or I just call it the normal version. On to the next category, which is the longevity / sillage. Now, being part of the bold scent space, or the plus scent space, this is going to have extreme sillage. So, like I was just thinking to myself a second ago, I can smell this very strongly. And I sprayed this on my arm and I don't even have to like go like that. It's constantly, like, people can smell you, period. So don't worry about the sillage or anything, it's perfect if you want other people to notice you. As for the longevity, I sprayed this on my sweater, I think 2 days ago. Today's Sunday, it was Friday where I wore it on my sweater. I can still smell it very strongly on that sweater. I wouldn't say it's on par with Atlas by Lattafa. That is the most beast mode fragrance I own. I sprayed it on a coat like 3 months ago and I could still smell that bitch on there strongly. That thing is just, when people say nuclear powerhouse juice, they use that term very lightly. That's seriously some nuclear ass powerhouse juice. So yeah, this one isn't on that level, but it does last quite a long time, and I feel like for a normal and mentally well person, this will do the trick if you're looking to, you know, be noticed. Now for the mood of this fragrance. So where would you wear it and when? As for many warm scent profiles, this is perfect for cold weather. I'm not really one to care whether it's daytime or nighttime, but I feel like this is more of a nighttime scent if I were to pick one. Don't wear this during the warmer weather seasons. It'd be very sickening. That's my opinion. You can do whatever you want. But what this gives, it's sweet. It's very sweet. The marshmallow is very noticeable, but it's also harsh. Like, the woodiness gives a really strong, like, outside vibe. It smells like someone who spends a lot of time outside. It smells like, you know, fallen leaves. I think definitely fall. This is more of a fall than winter, in my opinion. It reminds me of fall. Yeah, the specific quality of the wood that they use in this is very earthy and grounding in a sense. This isn't the kind of gourmand that will remind you of like snuggling up in a blanket and drinking hot chocolate. No, this isn't comforting like that. It's more of an outside, like more rugged, rough type of gourmand, if that even makes sense. I think to wear this fragrance, especially the bold version, which is in my opinion a lot more, just like a much more woody version and fiery version than the expressive or the original version of Milk, you'd have to be a pretty bold person, as the name would lead one to assume. Now for the final category of the generalized review section, which is the art and symbolism. So like what I did with the velvet in my other video, I'm going to kind of personify this fragrance. Remember, as artistic pieces, every fragrance's artistic significance is in the eye of the beholder. So everything I say, you don't have to agree with. So to me, Milk Plus, she's foodie. She is very Taurus. I'm getting a lot of Taurus energy from her. If you're into astrology, I'm very into astrology. She's very Taurus. She likes the finer things. She loves food. She likes enjoying things with her senses. Lots of earthly energy. She likes to have a good laugh. She likes to be outside and needs fresh air constantly. She can't be cooped inside all the time. But she can also be quite fiery and destructive and really quick to the point and harsh. Like, this genuinely smells like fire. And she's bold, as the name would suggest. She is not afraid to give her opinion or to be disagreeable to anybody. She's authentic. And she will never hesitate to speak up for the people who need to be spoken up for and to care for people who lack care. She has sort of that motherly instinct with, you know, being that this is a milky fragrance. Hopefully that symbolism makes sense to you guys, but I'm gonna move on to the Realgar stars section of this video, so if you don't want to hear that, then click away. I don't care. I don't care about making money off YouTube, y'all. I have a job in real life. I just do this for fun. So if you don't know, in Realgar stars, there are 5 categories, each of which I will score on a scale from 0 to 1. So it's just like each category is 1 star, and in the end you'll have this many out of 5 stars. The first category of Realgar stars is the gender of the perfume. And if you don't know, here are my sort of criteria, I guess, or like interpretations of gender in perfume. Obviously gender is very subjective. This is my own system, it's what I use. These are the notes I think make a fragrance either more masculine or more feminine. I'm reading straight off of my little Canva thing. For the notes that make a fragrance more feminine to me, these consist of flowers, sweet slash gourmand type scents like the marshmallow in this would make it more feminine, fruits, and powdery notes because they smell like makeup to me. It always just makes a scent more feminine. As for the scents that make a perfume smell more manly or a cologne smell more manly, I have woods, leather, earthy notes or earthy accords, and tobacco. Tobacco is a very strongly masculine green. Greens actually have under my unisex category, but tobacco I think is pretty agreeably masculine. For funsies, here's my list of unisex. I have citrus, clean laundry, musk, coffee, vanilla, but oftentimes vanilla is in the world of gourmand, even though it doesn't have to be. But like if it's like an herbal and more earthy type of vanilla, then it's gonna smell unisex. Smoke, spices, and greens, as well as amber. Amber is very unisex. Hold on, let me just add that real quick. Now, the gender sort of level, I guess, I think is most Arsenic Mayhem is perfectly unisex, but ever so slightly feminine. Like, there has to be a little bit of androgyny. It can't be like just pure feminine. It has to be a little towards the middle, but slightly feminine is like the sweet spot. That's perfect. And this hits the sweet spot, so I gave this a one full star in the Realgar stars rating system. And my reasoning behind that is because there's this marshmallow, and it's, I would say, one of the main characters. The other main character would be the wood, but sort of fighting between that masculine, sort of earthy quality to that wood especially. Makes this very unisex, but overall the sweetness kind of stands out more to me. Slightly more feminine. The next category in Realgar stars is the notes. So how do the notes contribute? This lighting is so annoying. Do you see how it's like, I think there's an angel in here. But yeah, how do the notes contribute to the symbolism? The whole Realgar stars system is within the art slash symbolism section of the other reading. It's complex. It's like systemception up in here. Guys, signs of autism in adults. What the fuck was I saying? How do the notes contribute to the symbolism of Arsenic Mayhem and who she is and what she contributes to the world and her message and all that? How do the notes sort of symbolize that? I think these notes are very nice. I love a good woody profile. Woody adds a level of masculinity and groundedness and sort of hard truthness. I think of like wood as like a hard truth type of note, if that even makes sense. So it adds of that into the vibe. But this wood is quite spicy and hot, I wrote down, so there's a fiery aspect. Arsenic's two elements are fire and air, because those are the elements in my birth chart that are like most prominent. And arsenic is me, so like hello. And then toasted sesame adds a level of fire to this. And I think it's funny, like something my grandma did, she's Vietnamese. She toasts sesame seeds a lot. I loved it as a child and I still do. It's the best tasting thing ever. That's just something sentimental to me. And I was like, wow, it's in this fragrance, okay. There's also quite a bit of sickly sweetness with that marshmallow, and partly because of the milk too, that sort of symbolizes like an extreme like love and care and drive, I guess. Motivation to do something. The milk, like I said, adds this divine feminine energy. Amber adds fire. The only thing I don't like about the notes is that marshmallow is kind of like gourmand brain rot. Like, there's so many marshmallow scents, like Yum Bougie marshmallow, and there's so many like dupes of it. And the trend with perfume now, like currently, is brain rot gourmand, and I think it's a little bit silly. That's the only thing with the marshmallow aspect of this. It just reminds me of that. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, but I only removed half a point, so this gets a 0.95 for the notes category of Realgar stars. Let's move on to the name. So how resonant is the name? Is it offensive? Is it, to clarify, like the only way I will deduct points in the name category is if it's anything like contradictory or offensive to like who Arsenic Mayhem is. Guys, wait, Arsenic releases music. I have it linked in the description, you should listen to it. She's really good and she's really talented. She's also an artist, you know, but I don't have to say anything about it. You guys know how to get there if you care. Commodities sense, the whole like premise behind the brand is they make perfumes based on commodities themselves. So the name is the commodity it's based on. This one's based on milk, what's called milk. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. So it gets a 1. The only way I would deduct points here with commodity, like in the case of commodity, is if I don't like the said commodity itself. Like with book, I'd probably deduct points because I don't like books. Fuck books. I hate reading more than anything. I hate reading more than writing essays, which is a controversial take. I just fucking hate reading. Anyways, the bottle. Perfect again, like I said with the velvet bottle. It's simple, it's nice. I like how it's cute because it's a 30 ml, but that has nothing to do with it. It's cute, like, right? Like, look. Hold on, let me get the big one just to compare. Like, look at this shit. It's just a baby version of the full size. Yeah, I think it's cute that it's a 30 ml instead of what perfumes usually do. Like they'll have 100 ml and a 50 ml, but these are 30 mls, which is so cute. Like I said in the other video, the velvet video, these kind of pluses and minuses reminded me of freaking chemistry and charged ions. And since I'm a nerd, of course I like that. If it reminds me of chemistry, of course I'm gonna fucking like it. And I'm really appreciating this reddish gold text we have here. That's something I love about the bold bottle designs. And I like, you know, the aspect that the different scent spaces have different bottles. I think that's really cute. Like they're the same bottles, but just different colors. Really a sucker for that. I don't know if I said this already, but the bottle gets a 1 again. Perfect. The final category in this Realgar stars system is the lore. So how is it advertised? How do people interpret it? And what is the brand's sort of, you know, message in creating this perfume? So Commodity takes some artistic liberty in describing the commodities which they base their scents on. They describe milk as calming and cooling, or creamy as well, which it is. So I like that. And specifically what they say about the bold is that it should be worn with confidence. I like that too. The boldness and the sweetness and the woodiness just adds an air of confidence in their words. But as I was saying, with the artistic liberty the brand takes in describing the commodity in question, if they describe it in a way that doesn't resonate or is like contradictory to sort of the Ars Mayhem way of expression, then I will deduct points. In this case, that doesn't happen. Neither did it happen with Velvet. However, what did happen with Velvet is, like, in the context of a perfume or a cosmetic, Velvet becomes something very sexualized. Like, Commodity describes, like, velvet itself, the fabric velvet, as, you know, a cool texture, a very sensual texture. You remember by the feeling of it, you know? That's what they meant by sensual. But in the context of a beauty product, a fragrance, it becomes, like, sexualized and shit. Like, I don't like that. I know there's a lot of mass appeal, but I just don't like it. Okay? I'm not someone to, like, openly express sexuality, so it's not something that resonates with my whole persona. So I gave a 0.9 for Velvet in this lore category. That's not a problem in the case of milk at all. If you think milk is sexual in the context of, like, perfume and cosmetics, you're freaky. Like, stop it, it's milk. What I will say is that the perfumer behind milk, I forget what her name is. She says that her inspiration in making this was family nostalgia and making s'mores around the fire. One thing about our girl is that she doesn't share nostalgia with people. She keeps her memories to herself. So yeah, there's no, like, open emotion with other people. This communal vibe with milk is not my thing. So I gave it a 0.9 as well. Now let's add up all the points. In total, Milk Plus by Commodity gets a 4.85 Realgar stars out of 5, which is the second to the best score I have in all the perfumes I've reviewed in my little Canva thing. I'm thinking the reason why I like Commodity so much as a brand is because they have so many smoky scents. Velvet is smoky, Milk is smoky, I'm pretty sure Paper is smoky. I forget what that one smells like, but there's just so many profiles that resonate with me. I love that smoky, woody, warm, and sweet profile. Like By the Fireplace, I love that one so dearly. Like I said awkwardly earlier in the video, please make sure to check out my Arsenic Mayhem YouTube channel, as well as where I release on Spotify and all streaming services. my whole creative expression. I also post art on Instagram, so give me a follow there if you so feel inclined. If not, I don't really care. Everything is ephemeral and we're all gonna die one day. So with that note, I'm keeping you and stay proud of yourself.